What is up, my buttery biscuits? Y'all, I am literally going to sweat through this shirt today. It is so hot. I don't understand why the high today is 92 degrees. It's currently 88 right now, but then it was 50 degrees last night. Like, I was freezing last night. I had to turn on my heater. And then today I'm like, okay, I have to turn on the AC. Like, what's going on here? I feel like Southern California is now turning into a desert because I'm like, this is just insane. I'm ready for it to like completely cool down. Anyways, y'all, obviously, as you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about MrBeast and Rosanna Pansino. This situation to me, I feel like just really blew up. And look, I did talk about it within my podcast. I briefly touched on it. I feel like I still feel the same way about it, y'all. I said within my podcast where I was like, I'm kind of in the middle about it. I'm like, did MrBeast lie about things and change the direction of the video? Yeah, obviously Rosanna's not the only person to call it out. There was another influencer who was in the video that did say that he did change the way it actually happened. And I'm like, okay, so she's not lying about it. But then also the internet is calling out Rosanna because they're saying, okay, she's blowing this out of proportion. It seems like she's clout chasing. It seems like she's, doing a little things that are a little bit suspicious. Say, for example, coming out with a music video in the middle of everything, which does kind of seem like she's trying to get views. But I'm like, y'all, at the same time too, what's so bad about that? Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, if them views are gonna come in, you might as well, drop a little video. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like in this situation, I do feel like, look, we're gonna talk about the full details within today's video, but I do feel like maybe Rosanna did blow it out of proportion, but did MrBeast lie about things? Yes, he did. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, But obviously, I know that Rosanna's going to get a lot of heat about this because MrBeast is literally the biggest YouTuber and he does have so many stans. So I'm like, obviously, she's going to get some hate, but she did delete everything. She made several statements about it. She also did come out with an apology and then she deleted everything. So I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. Because I feel like, look, if you're going to come out here and you're going to say this and this, like, I really do feel like you should stand by it. I do think that just because you're getting hate and stuff like that, like, why delete it? Obviously, people have already seen it, so they're going to form their opinions. People have, like, took screenshots of it. So it's just kind of like, you might as well just leave it up there and stand by what you say, do you know? Anyways, I'm going to give you guys context within today's video, so I am going to be reading her first statement as well, talk about her apology. So if you guys are interested in that, of course, go ahead and keep on watching. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to click the link down below. Head over to my second channel. That's my travel channel with my brother. We upload new videos there every Sunday. Also, if you guys have not seen, I am uploading a new little mini podcast every Sunday too. So make sure you guys subscribe, turn on your notifications for that because I can't commit to like a set time yet. I really do wish that I could be like, every Sunday at 12, but y'all, my life is just all over the place and I'm a hot mess, so I can't commit to a time. So turn on notifications, that way you guys get notified of when that video goes up. Anyways, let me shut up. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I want to start this off by reading her very first statement about this. If you guys did not see, this all came to light because she did go on Trisha Paytas's podcast and then she did talk about it, but then she did come out with a statement. I do want to read this. I'm like, I don't know what it is about this like picture right here that I'm like, why do I find this so difficult to read? I've read things much longer than this here on my channel, but even in my podcast, I feel like I need like a magnifying glass to read this. But I do want to go ahead and read this. I do apologize if this is coming across repetitive because I did read it in my podcast. But obviously it's for a reason, that way you guys have a little bit of context. So this is what it says right here. And she did post this to her Instagram, but it is now deleted. MrBeast lied and edited me out of the top 3 in Creator Games 3. I had participated in Creator Games 1 and 2 and was excited to be a part of YouTube's Creator Games 3 Hide and Seek at SoFi Stadium. After filming had wrapped, I truly couldn't believe how well I did in competition and was proud of what I had achieved. I had placed 3rd. Also do keep in mind that this did take place in 2021. When the video was released, I was shocked, disappointed, and felt hurt. MrBeast, Jimmy, had edited the video to make me look like I performed worse than I did. This was extra upsetting because I genuinely believed him when he said that his videos are authentic and real. He edited the video to look like the final 3 people were Larray, Logan Paul, and Zach King. The final 3 people were actually Zach, Quackity, and myself. For the entire duration of filming, we all wore earpieces connected to walkie-talkies. They would announce in our ears when someone had been found or when we had to move hiding spots. If we didn't move, oh my gosh, there I go again with this, y'all. If we didn't move, you were immediately disqualified. While I was still hiding, they announced that they had found Logan Paul. I couldn't believe I outlasted him. He's a fierce competitor. It was getting really late. We filmed for over 24 hours straight, and they were eventually offered me money to come out of hiding and quit. I declined. I had been counting the eliminations, and I was currently in 4th place with Larray, Quackity, Zach, and myself still remaining. Jimmy asked us to move hiding spots again to the other side of the stadium with the mannequins. It was at that time that I was found in transition moving to my next hiding spot. When Jimmy found me, he brought me to the field to be with the others that had also been found. I thought I had placed 4. However, Lorray had fallen asleep and hadn't moved in a long time, so he was disqualified. This meant I got 3rd place. When I arrived to the field, I saw Matt, Pat, and Logan there because they were seekers now. Jimmy said he was going to go look for Zach and asked if anyone wanted to join him. I offered to help him, but he wanted to take Logan instead, so I hung back to start looking for Zach in a different direction with Matt, Pat. I placed 3rd, Quackity placed 2nd, and Zach placed 1st. This is what actually happened despite Jimmy editing out the only female in the top 3. I was proud of what I had achieved. I followed the rules of the game, gave it my all, had fun, and never gave up. They can't take that away from me. Also, I do want to say too, she did mention that MrBeast was kind of like rude to her and kind of like dismissive towards her. I said this within my podcast, like I understand obviously why he did this. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying that I understand. He obviously had Logan Paul be in there because Logan Paul is like a massive YouTuber too and very, very mainstream and very talked about. You know, I feel like everything with Logan Paul on it is going to get views. So I feel like it makes sense as to why he did keep him in the top 3. Not saying that it's okay. I'm not saying I'm like agreeing with it. I'm just saying I understand why, and I'm thinking that maybe they wanted to get those watch time minutes up. Anyways, she made this other statement after it and said, "Thank you for making me feel not alone. This has been overwhelming and a lot to process today. I was scared to tell my story for a long time because of how much hate others have gotten in the past for speaking up about their own experiences. In hours since posting my story, I have received at least 3 other messages from female creators who had similar experiences with MrBeast and those around him. That will be their story to tell if they choose to, but it is making me realize that I'm not as alone as I once thought I was." Also, unbeknownst to me, Quackity also told the same story previously on a live stream. He was also confused as to why they edited him out of the top 3. "Thank you all for the immense support. Words cannot describe how empowering and healing this has been for me." Obviously, people were really like sketched out as to like, okay, why were you saying this now? Because it obviously has been a couple years, so it does seem like, okay, it seems a little bit, I don't know, like, why'd you wait so long to say it? But hey, you know, obviously a lot of times people don't feel comfortable. I do have to say, if something happened to me with a big YouTuber, I don't necessarily know if I'm going to be able to speak out about it right away too. Because y'all, like, you're going to get a lot of hate with that. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you come out with something that has 100% the truth with receipts, you're still going to get hate for it. There's so many stans out there who are so completely unrational that even when their favorite person is completely in the wrong, they're still going to back them. And I'm like, that's just like unhinged behavior where I'm like, Anyways, this is where, also too, just to give you guys a brief little context right here, she also did DM him. I'm not going to read all the DMs. I did do that in my podcast. But basically, in a nutshell, she DM'd him and she was like, "Hey, like, what's going on here?" Because he did reach out to her. So, sorry, I said that backwards. He DM'd her. Wait, did I say that? Y'all, I'm so sorry. He DM'd her and then she obviously wrote back and she was like, "Okay, I can go over the raw footage if you would like." And then he didn't write back after that. And then she had put him on blast, screenshotted their DMs, posted them, and said he went radio silent on me. And I do have to say, to me, I found that to be just really bizarre behavior. I feel like if you guys are working things out in the DMs and he didn't respond to you within, I want to say it was like 6 hours that he didn't respond, and she's like, "He went radio silent on me." It's not like days passed, it literally was like 6 hours. So I'm like, that to me just seemed a little too much in my personal opinion. So obviously that's where a lot of people were too like, "Girl, it's been only a couple hours, like, calm down." And I even said within my video too, I'm like, y'all, like, I am really bad with my DMs. I may respond to somebody on there and I'm like, "Oh shit, I don't check it for days." So I'm like, I have my notifications turned off, and I'm sure MrBeast has this turned off too. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, Anyway, so she did make this apology right here, and she did pin it to her Twitter, but then now she deleted it too. And it said, "I would like to apologize to MrBeast. I should have expressed my feelings privately and handled things directly. I will be removing all the posts where I talk about Creator Games and Jimmy. I will be honest in that thousands of death threats I've received today are a contributing factor, but I also do sincerely hear the feedback from so many of you." Which I do kind of agree. Honestly, like, I think that it sucks, y'all, that we live in this world of, like, say, for example, you work with somebody and it's like you put them on blast publicly. I've said this before, and I'm like, this is why I don't have any friends in the industry, because I feel like it's so messy when, say, for example, if I was friends with this person over here who also had an online following, and then they go and make a video about me rather than coming to talk to me, like, I would be so pissed. I would be like, what's wrong with you? Like, you are literally clout chasing. You're just looking for attention. You're just looking for views. I would immediately be turned off by a person, because I'm the type of person, if I was friends with a fellow YouTuber and I had a problem with them, I'm going to speak to them directly. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go make a YouTube video about it. I just felt like that's, you know, a little bit weird, but I don't know. Hey, maybe things are settled behind closed doors. A lot of people are saying that, like, maybe MrBeast paid her out to, like, delete everything. I don't really know. Obviously, that's up to you guys to speculate on. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.